Alafia, peace and blessings. Welcome to Connecting with the Ancestors. My name is Imani. I'm your ancestor guidance, and I'm here to help you learn, understand, and build a connection with your ancestors on your own. In today's video, we're going to discuss the importance of honoring your ancestors. If you have not viewed my last three videos, Who Are the Ancestors Part 1 and Part 2, why it is important to know who your ancestors are, you should go back and view those videos before continuing watching this video so you can have an understanding of what I'm talking about in this video. Now, before I get into the importance of honoring your ancestors, I would like to, you know, go back over who are the ancestors. Your ancestors are your blood kin, the ones you are related to, the ones who you share same last name, you know, those are your ancestors. So now that I explained the ancestors, just a recap of who are the ancestors. We're going to get into the importance of honoring your ancestors. Now, I did write some notes down, so I'm going to be going up, looking over these notes as I'm speaking. So, honoring your ancestors is important because it is a way to acknowledge and pay respects to your elders who came before you. Because the challenges and sacrifice that they went through and faced are the reason why we are free in the way that we are today. Honor your ancestors after they pass away helps their spirit elevate on the other side. Um, when I say it helps their spirit elevate on the other side, I'm speaking about when they officially transition into, you know, spirit, where they leave the physical body, death. They are now on the other side with the Creator, the Most High God. And now they are on a different path, a different journey than where we are in this physical realm. And on that journey, they do need elevation and, they need help because they are new in the spirit realm. So they are going through a journey, and us on earth keeping them alive by saying their names and different things as such is honoring your ancestors and helping them elevate. But if we mourn them, it's going to make it harder for them to elevate in the spirit realm because they're going to be thinking about how we're so sad and we're missing them that they're going to want to come back here. So now they're going to be stuck between realms. And honestly, you won't want your ancestors stuck in between realms because then it makes it hard for them. And they really need that elevation just as well as we do. And death is not something to fear. It's really something that we should be embracing because, I mean, life and death. That means that you die and you born again because in spirit you going through a whole new vision of way you see life. Okay, honor your ancestors help you understand life and death and the cycle of life and death. I know you guys heard the saying when a baby is born, an ancestor returns. That's the cycle of life. Just like how with the seasons, we have a season where everything is green, the flowers are growing, then we have a season where there's not even leaves on the trees. That is another form of death, but in rebirth, death is rebirth because when you something end, it is not really ending; it's beginning of something new. Honoring your ancestor also help with understanding the feelings of grieving and losing that loved one. Honoring your ancestors can bring families more closer. Honoring your ancestors can heal generations of trauma that has been stored in our DNA. So, I talked about this in my last video on why it's important to know who your ancestors are. So, in that video, I discussed how many the because we really have way more ancestors even what I explained in that video. So we have thousands of ancestors, and with those thousands of ancestors, we as living descendants still have that DNA stored in us. So all those things that they went through, and all the things that our parents went through, and all the way up to this day, the things that we are going through are being stored in our DNA. So we need to heal that. And working with your ancestors can heal those things, can heal the generational trauma that's stored in our DNA. Shadow work for yourself heals your own trauma. So your generation that you're building on your own family, your own generation that you're making, though they won't experience those. They won't have to heal so much of the generational traumas if you're doing it for yourself. This shadow work and ancestral work will heal the generations of trauma for the family. Honor your ancestors help us continue the legacy of our families and generations. They help us preserve the traditions, beliefs, and histories of our lineage. Honoring our ancestors shift our thoughts about the relationships with our loved ones who has passed away. Normally, as I stated about being sad, normally when we are sad and stuck in painful memories about our ancestors, but when we honor them and remember the good memories, it opens our minds and hearts and shifts our thoughts to look at their passing in a more positive light. And I know it may sound like cliche or something like, how can I look at their death in a positive light? Like, how is that possible? Um, when I say in a positive light, I mean when because you have to understand death to even look at it in a different way. Because if you understand that death does not mean that they are dead. It means physically they have left this realm, right? But spirit and energy wise, because energy cannot die, energy cannot be killed, energy can only be transferred. So with that being said, the energy of those ancestors that have passed away, the energy of those loved ones, they are still here. You just cannot see them. They can see you, they can feel you, they can hear you, but you cannot see them because they have elevated into the spirit realm with the Most High, with the Creator, with God. Okay, became a part of our spirit team. We have a spirit team that we were assigned to in Orun. Orun is heaven, so they are a part of that ancestral team. Honoring the ancestors helps shift your energy into a higher vibrating frequency because, again, when we're sad and feeling lost, that causes us to be vibrating at a lower frequency, which open the door for more negative thoughts, actions, and feelings. And those are not the things that our loved ones want us to feel. Most of the time, when we are going through things, we like to drink, we like to do drugs, we like to escape those feelings so we don't feel those feelings. But in order to heal those feelings, you have to feel them and you have to work through them so you can now see this from a different light. Okay, you have to look at it from a different perspective because this is not only for you, but this not just for them, but this is for you because they want you to elevate and grow. That is what they're here for, to support you, to help you grow. Once they pass on, now they have a certain insight that we don't have in the spirit room. They can see things that we can't see, and they help guide us. So when we focus more on the positive energy towards our ancestors and loved ones, the more positive energy we are putting into the universe. So the more positive energy we're putting towards healing and understanding, the more positive energy we're putting into the universe, and that's what's going to come back to us. Because what we think, what we feel, what we say, what we do, that literally shows up in our reality and in our life. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel sad, you shouldn't feel those feelings. What I'm saying is work through those feelings. Try to understand why you're feeling that way and look at it in a different light than how you are looking at it for you to be sad, right? So when we are honoring our ancestors, we are helping them elevate in the spirit realm. And it's helping us in the physical realm because we work with them, they work for us. We venerate them, they elevate us, they guide us, they show us things that we cannot see because they are the workers of the Most High. Because now they're in the room with the Most High. and they have insight on things that we do not have. And I'm going to share how I even started honoring and being a devotee of the ancestors. So back in 2018, my father had passed away from cancer. And when I first found out, he was already at stage 4. And instantly, I started picking up a habit of smoking black and miles and smoking marijuana. I don't think nothing wrong with smoking marijuana, but black and miles definitely. Um, but I started picking up these habits that I did not have at first, and so forth. He's going through his transition, and you know, I was already feeling like I was getting prepared for it. But to make a long story short, when my father passed away, I was devastated. I was sad. I was hurt, and I was going through other things that definitely didn't help me in the process of trying to heal or mourn over the loss of my father. So with losing my father and going through these personal things in my life, I was very depressed. I no longer wanted to be here. I was like, I'm about to get up out of here. And I definitely tried to do that. Obviously, it didn't work. I'm here and I'm grateful to be here. So, with that being said, I was feeling all those feelings, and I was like, okay, I have to do something. Like, this is really driving me crazy. I lost, and I need to find myself. And I miss my father, and I need him to show me something that he's still here. Like, he's not just completely gone. Like, I need something. And so I started doing a little research and looking up things about grieving and all that. So what I started doing was writing letters to my father, and I would burn them after I wrote the letters. And when I wrote these letters, I had tears on the papers and everything. But I was expressing how I felt about him passing away, everything, and me expressing it, and me feeling like I'm expressing it to him, which in reality I am expressing it to him because I'm writing it to him. And it helped me be able to understand my feelings and understand the ways I was feeling and healing with the feeling of losing him. And move forward about for a year, I was, doing that and learning more about honoring the ancestors. And I ended up running across a video on YouTube talking about having an ancestor altar. I got an ancestor altar for my dad, and I started lighting candles for him, leaving water. Move forward, I started practicing African spirituality, and in African spirituality, it's very important that you learn to honor your ancestors and venerate them. And here I am today. Now I'm here to help others on their journey of, you know, healing from the loss of an ancestor and wanting to learn how to venerate and honor and understand having a connection with your ancestors. So I'm going to leave it off on that note. If you guys would like for me to discuss things, if you have anything you want me to discuss, you can send me an email. If you have questions, you can email the questions or leave them on the video. Thank you for viewing this video. Peace and blessings.